Hey, it's Faith Talk Live. I'm Rick Probst.
And I'm Dan Ratcliffe.
It is so good to catch up with this girl, singer, songwriter, author, poet, entrepreneur. She does it all. Eryn Eddy. Eryn, how are you?
Hey, guys. I'm so excited to be here. It's been forever.
It has been
good, and look like you look like you're ready for the Christmas season for some reason. I just get that vibe from you. Is that something? Is that right?
Oh, I'm always ready. I'm always ready for the Christmas season.
Oh, good. Okay. You just have that look like I'm just ready for Christmas.
Must be my red lipstick.
I think that's what it is. Yeah.
Yeah, Ben's usually happy when he wears his red lipstick, but he missed it today. So
yeah.
Have to go on your happiness and energy. Hey, we're asking everybody a couple of questions real quick before we get into your book that's coming out in January. It's called So Worth Loving. And that, of course, you founded So Worth Loving so many years ago. Your favorite Christmas movie, go.
Oh, Elf.
Yes.
That seems to be almost everybody's favorite is Elf. Yes.
I don't know why I answered that so quickly, but I did. Elf.
Elf.
Well, yeah, okay. What's number 2 for you then?
While You Were Sleeping.
I never thought of that as it is kind of a Christmas movie, I guess.
I don't know that I've seen that one.
Sandra Bullock and I'm not sure who the gentleman is. Was it Bill?
I don't know who the actor is. I don't know who that is.
It's I think it came from the 2000s, early 2000s. It was a really good. In fact, I think we have it somewhere on VHS.
It's so good.
Oh wow!
All right, Eryn, your favorite Christmas song? Go.
What's that Mariah Carey song? It's the Mariah Carey song. All I Want
for Christmas is You.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's actually
that's a good one.
Every year the number one as far as contemporary Christmas songs. Yeah.
Yep.
It's so good. Just can't get old. It can't get old for me.
Yeah.
Well, I know you've been working feverishly on this book. I mean, this has been a project, and I noticed that on your Facebook that you have journals from since you were 12 years old. So I'm assuming some of that kind of goes into the book. It's called So Worth Loving. Tell us about the book that's coming out in the 19th of January and why you're excited about it.
Yeah. This book has been a labor of love. It's been, I pulled out my old journals from since I was 12. I journaled all my raw thoughts. Thank goodness I had a journal to do that, because I can't imagine somebody being on the other end of the conversations I had in that journal. But this book is really just an honest conversation. It's honest thoughts. It's real thoughts after healing after divorce, and I'm kind of reflecting back to my childhood, of agreements I made, to relationships that I'd been in after the divorce, some of the lies I believed during my marriage. I don't talk much about my marriage at all, but it's mainly focused on just my lack of self-worth and wanting to truly understand what that means. Because I feel like in growing up in the Christian faith, like I kind of got numb to certain words that I they lost their meaning to me. And so it's me really getting honest with what do these words mean, and what does it mean to know that I'm worth loving. I'm excited. It's been, I've never written a book before. It's my first book.
I like how you said it's my first book. That means more to come.
Yeah. That's right. I know. I'm working on my second now.
Awesome. Now, as you look back, you said you looked through your journals all the way back from when you were 12, you said. When you look back at those early ones, do you just look at and shake your head and go, what was I doing? What was I thinking? Why did I say that?
Oh, yes. Y'all, you know what I did? I found one. It was when I was 16. So I wish I could blame that it was 12, but it was 16. And I literally printed off a picture of a boy that I liked from my computer, cut it out and taped it into the journal, and just wrote about how my heart was broken, that he didn't like me anymore. And did this in my journal. I read it and I was just like, oh, sweet girl.
Now, I did notice that, and I don't remember what year that would be, but you were emo. It was emo Eryn.
Ah.
Yeah. Which is for those at home. I mean, had an emo son. My 31-year-old used to be emo back in the day.
Yeah.
So kind of explain how emo Eryn thought and looked.
Oh man, emotional. I gauged my ears.
Wow.
Not that you have to be emo to gauge your ears, but my ears were gauged, and I mean, I was like borderline emo met with preppy because I thought that'd be cool. Like let's just change it up. Let's just be like super emotional with like lyrics on my Converse, but then also I wear like a polo shirt.
You're your own girl. That's it.
Yeah. Yes.
An identity crisis. I'm not sure which one.
We're talking with Eryn Eddy, founder of So Worth Loving, and her new book, So Worth Loving, is coming out in the 19th of January. So I'm sure you can pre-order it. You can go to her website to find out more. So I'm sure that there have been some folks that have read, maybe not the finished copy, but maybe an almost finished copy. What have you heard from folks that have read your book so far or looked at it?
Oh, that's a great question. I've received feedback. So the book is broken into 3 sections. It's look in, look up, look out. And the section of look in is that's like where I just get really raw with my thoughts about how I see myself. And I've been told that section's kind of heavy. It's really heavy. And I wasn't setting out to make a heavy section, but I'm glad that was the feedback because that means I was being honest because stuff is hard. Life's hard. And so I wanted to make sure I was communicating that. I've received, my mom and dad, of course, are my cheerleaders. So
Pom-poms and everything.
Yeah. So I don't know if I could take that feedback true to my heart, but I appreciate it. And I'm trying to think, my editor has been amazing through the process. Like I know some authors, especially new authors, are trying to learn what their voice is and the angle and how they communicate. And that was definitely one of my journey in learning how to write. But my editor never edited my voice and really honestly fought for it if it was getting misshaped during the editing process. And that was really cool to see. Just the real questions that I had weren't going to be fluffed up or made to be something else.
That's good.
Now you talked about how, working through this and the stuff that you're writing about, you're talking about lies that you believed about yourself. How did you go through and first of all identify them as lies that you were believing, and then how did you turn them around from lies to okay, so this is truth?
That's a great question. I had to look at my life. I had to get really honest. If this over here is what I desire for my life, I desire this for my career, I desire this for family, this for friends. Like I want to be this type of person of integrity here, here, here. But my choices are polar opposite. There's a disconnect into why there's a disconnect. And so I had to go, okay, what's the disconnect? Well, if I'm at the bar all the time and I'm hanging out with guys all the time, that's probably not going to give me a really healthy relationship with a man that I desire. And it's probably not, and hanging out at bars all the time is probably not going to help me in my career and in the ways, in the focus that I want to go in. And so I just had to be pretty black and white, honestly. And but it took me making destructive choices that made me feel super low about myself to go, why am I making these choices? What is underneath as to why I'm choosing these things? And so I went underneath and it was like, well, it's because you told a lie that if you do X, Y, and Z, you'll be loved. You told yourself a lie that if you looked like this, you would be loved. If you acted this way, if you were more like this and less like this, then you could be. I just had to ask myself the question, what is underneath as to what's making or what's influencing my choices? And, I think it's a therapy term that I hear, and I'm sure y'all are familiar with it. Your thoughts become your beliefs and your beliefs become your actions. And I was not caring to my thoughts well. I was very destructive with them. And I think I had to I kind of explain it like, y'all won't know because y'all don't do eye makeup, but let me
I
just
do all the time, actually. Yeah.
you do eye makeup all the time. Okay,
Guy liner.
put on your lipstick, Dan?
Yeah.
It's like you just think, y'all have women in your life. If you have a ton of eyeliner on and you like take a cotton ball and you wipe it off, you still have to keep at it before it gets clean.
Yeah.
That is like what it is with lies. It's like you clean it, it's still there. There's still remnants. Once you acknowledge a lie, doesn't mean you're zapped and like all of a sudden you can walk in this truth of knowing it. In fact, it's a battlefield of your mind. You have to rewire it over and over and over again with what is true. And sometimes you don't even know what's true. Sometimes you feel like you're just like in a tidal wave, And so, yeah, that's kind of how I explain living my life in a space of lies.
Yeah.
Eryn Eddy, So Worth Loving is the book coming out on the 19th. And if you like the audio version, she gets to voice her own book, which I think is the best.
Yeah.
Most of the time. Sometimes authors are not so good, but I think you're going to rock the Casbah with that one. We got to go to a break in a second, but I do want to ask you about how do you maintain? I'm sure that going through the book, maybe it stirred up some stuff, and you seem to be on the other side of those challenging lies in the sense of that, you can stay out of the rut or the gutter, but how do you keep that way? What is it for you? I know, of course, Jesus, but are there people that speak into your life? What do you do?
I surround myself. I look at my friends. I look at the people around me, and I look at them, and if I believe that they're trustworthy and honest people that will believe in the best in me, I lean into them when I start to feel insecure, when I start to feel like I'm just acting a little crazy. I'm just like, I'm having some thoughts that are just leading me down somewhere. Like I'm just doing this. I'm just spiraling down. It's so easy to get there. And I joke that, if anybody in the Bible that I relate to the most, sometimes it's David, because I feel like David is just like, he's like, Lord, I love you. And then he's like, where are you? Like I feel like I relate to that so much. So surrounding myself with wise people, therapy has been so helpful for me. Again, I'm a huge journaler. So I journal my prayers to the Lord. That is a discipline that I feel I feel the difference when I don't do that in the morning. So I do that. I don't shame myself for thoughts that I have. I just learn how to manage them and bring people in to help me process them.
Love it. Eryn Eddy, founder of So Worth Loving, the new book coming out the 19th. Eryn, we got to catch up with you before it comes out on the 19th.
Yeah.
And then again later, so we can find out what everybody's doing. And then as you go on your speaking and signing circuit, you'll say, I remember Rick and Don, or Randy and Don, those guys. I remember those guys, right?
No, you guys are coming with me. We're going to do a tour.
Yes.
And we can't forget about Jerry Vineyard. Yeah, he's going too.
Jerry Vineyard.
Jerry Vineyard.
Thanks, Jerry. Hey, listen, we love you. We're so proud of you, and we hope that you have a great Christmas. Prayers for your family. You have an amazing family, and you are an amazing young lady. We got to take a break. We'll be right back. I'm Rick Probst.
And I'm Dan Ratcliffe.
This is Faith Talk Live.